Hello friends, welcome to Ranch classes. This is Tapan and today we will discuss 20 questions out of the 300 most probable questions. These are 300 selective questions from the last 6 months and it's very important for the aspirants, those who are going to appear examinations in next 2 to 3 months. Also important for the aspirants of Odisha Civil Service Examination 2020, but the examinations are going to be held on 27th August. These questions are also helpful for Sub-Inspector exam, Revenue Inspector exam and any other exams. Okay. So let's start the question and answer. Okay, today we will discuss 20 questions of the 300 series question, and in the third series the first question is question number 41. Which of the following items are outside of India's GST regime? India's GST regime outside of India's GST regime. First, petrol, diesel, aviation turbine fuel, natural gas. Among the four, which of the following are outside of India's GST regime? The options are: select the correct code. Option A, 1 and 4 only. Option B, 2, 3 and 4 only. Option C, 2 and 4 only. Option D, 1, 2, 3, 4. You have to choose one among the four, that which of the above noted items are outside of the India's GST regime. The answer is option D, that means 1, 2, 3, 4 all. Okay, let's see what are the items those who are outside of GST regime. Here you can see these are petrol, diesel, aviation, turbine fuel, natural gas and crude oil. Okay, these are fall outside of India's regime. Next question, question number 42. The SERB Power initiative recently seen in the news is related to four options: reforms in the DISCOMs, renewable energy sector, women empowerment and health sector. SERB Power is related to which of the following four options? Here you can see power. Power means energy. So you can use your mind that to which options it may related. The answer is SERB Power, that means Science and Engineering Research Board, SERB, and Power, that is promoting opportunities for women and exploratory research. Okay, so it is a scheme to mitigate gender disparity in science and engineering research funding in various S&T programs in India academic institutions and R&D laboratories. Okay, to mitigate gender disparity. So this is related to SERB Power. This is related to women empowerment. Okay, don't think that SERB Power, here power it means maybe it related to energy sector. Okay, it's opposite. Here O, power, W means women empowerment. The next question, 43. In which state India's first seaplane service was recently launched by Prime Minister Modi? Okay, in which state India's first seaplane service launched? The options are Kerala, Goa, Gujarat, Tamil Nadu. All are coastal districts, coastal states. All are coastal states. The answer is 3. Option 3, Gujarat. Okay. So India's first EVAR seaplane on birth anniversary of Sardar Patel. Birth anniversary of Sardar Patel, with an aim to providing air connectivity between Sabarmati riverfront in Ahmedabad and the Statue of Unity in Kevadia in Gujarat. Okay, Statue of Unity. It is whom statue? It is the statue of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Okay. So the next question. Question number 44. Recently, two new sites, Kabartal Wetland and Asan Conservation Reserve, have been added to the list of India's Ramsar sites. Okay, India's Ramsar site. Consider the following statement in the backdrop. Statement 1. Now the total number of Ramsar site in India is 37. How many numbers of Ramsar sites in India? Its option 1 is 37 and it is highest in South Asia. Second statement, Asan Conservation Reserve is Uttarakhand's first Ramsar site. So which of the above in the two statement, which of the above is or are correct? Whether it is both correct or option, any one of the option are correct. The options are 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2 and neither 1 and 2. Let's see the answer. So answer is B, only 2. We will discuss why statement 1 is incorrect. Okay. So first we will discuss, we know that answer 2 is correct, that Asan Conservation Reserve is Uttarakhand's first Ramsar site. And Kabartal Wetland, here mentioned, it is situated in Bihar, and Asan Conservation situated in Uttarakhand, have been designated as a Ramsar site. And here the total Ramsar site in India 37 is incorrect and total is 42. Okay. So the next question. Which state topped in the Public Affairs Index 2020? Public Affairs Index 2020 in the large state category. Large state category. Not all state. Okay. Only large state. Okay. So the options are Maharashtra, Kerala, Karnataka and Uttar Pradesh. Here public affairs means public services, quality public services. Okay. The answer is answer B, Kerala. The Public Affairs Index PAI 2020, Kerala was adjudged the best governed state in the category in the country. Kerala adjudged the best governed state in the country, while Uttar Pradesh, UP, ended at the bottom in large state category. UP ended at the bottom. Next question. Question number 46. Malabar Naval Exercise for 2020 was conducted among which of the following countries? Earlier in our first series, we have already discussed about Malabar Naval Exercises. Okay. Between which countries the exercise is conducted? The options are option 1, India and US Japan, India, Australia, US and Japan, India, UK, India and France. Which option will be the answer? Let's see. The option is B. Okay. Earlier we have already discussed about Quad. Okay. Remind, we have discussed about Quad. Quad, it is group of 4 countries, that's India, Australia, US and Japan. Okay. So the naval exercise in the in which region? Indo-Pacific region is known as Malabar exercise. It is to counter China. Okay. Let's see the next question. Question number 47. Kotra Bhadli and Indus Valley Civilization site is situated in 4 options: Lahore, Rajasthan, Gujarat and Haryana. Now we are discussing current affairs, but why this question is in current affairs? Kotra Bhadli and Indus Valley Civilization. It is an ancient history question. But why it is in current affairs? Let's see. Recently, a study by Indian and Canadian archaeologists has found that dairy products were being produced by the Harappans as far back as 2500 BC. The results are based on molecular chemical analysis of residue of potter found at Kutrabhadli in Gujarat. Okay, residue of potter, which proved that there was dairy products during ancient valley civilization. Okay, so the answer is Gujarat. Next question. Question number 48. Where is Mansar Lake situated? Mansar Lake. And why is in news Mansar Lake? The options are Jammu and Kashmir, Odisha, Rajasthan, Himachal Pradesh. Let's see the answer. Mansar Lake situated in Jammu and Kashmir. Mansar Lake situated in Jammu and Kashmir. And why it is in news? It is in news because in a move to increase tourism, the Ministry of Development of Northeastern Region inaugurated the Mansar Lake Development Plan. A plan has inaugurated to increase tourism in Jammu and Kashmir. Okay. The next question. Consider the following statements regarding the Malvar naval exercise. Again that question about Malvar naval exercise. It was started in 1992 as a bilateral exercise between the Indian Navy and US Navy. Japan became a permanent member of this drill from 2015. Australia also joined in Malvar 2020, make it an exercise of Quad countries. Among the three statements, which of the above are correct? The options are 1 only, 1, 2 only, 3 only, and 1, 2, 3. All. Let's see the answer. Answer D. That means all are correct. Okay. So the navies of India, United States, Japan, Australia have begun the 4 days long Malvar exercise in Bay of Bengal. It is in Indo-Pacific region. It was started in 1992 as a bilateral exercise between the Indian Navy and US Navy. Japan became a permanent member of this drill from 2015. Australia also joined the Malvar exercise in 2020, marking it an exercise of Quad countries. In 2020, Australia joined later, but in 2015, Japan. It was started in 1992 between India and US. Next question. Which of the following is not a part of Quad countries? Again the Quad questions. It is a very easy question. India, Australia, USA, UK. Everybody knows that. We have repeatedly discussed about the question that India, Australia, USA, UK. Out of the 4, which is not part of the Quad countries? Let's see the answer. Here D. Quad or Quadrilateral Security Dialogue. UK is not a member of the Quad countries. Here are the 4 flags. We can see the 4 countries. The next question. Okay, now we will discuss question number 51. The question is, consider the following statements regarding the Gulf Cooperation Council, GCC. Okay, the question is regarding the Gulf Cooperation Council. Statement 1. The GCC is a political and economic alliance of countries in the Arabian Peninsula, established 1981. Iran is also a member state. Okay, 2 statements You have to select one or both 1 and 2. Which of the following are correct? You have 4 options. Option A 1 only, option 2 B only, option C both 1 and 2, option D neither 1 and 2. Let's see the answer. Option A 1 only. That means the Gulf Cooperation Council is a political and economic alliance of countries in the Arabian Peninsula established in 1981. Why statement second is incorrect? Let's see. It was established in 1981, correct, to foster a socio-economic. Why it is established by the Gulf Cooperation Council? Because to foster socio-economic security and cultural cooperation among them in that region. And the member of Gulf Cooperation Councils, here the members, the name of the members: UAE, United Arab Emirates; Bahrain; third, Saudi Arabia; fourth, Oman; fifth, Qatar; and sixth, Kuwait. So Iran is not a member of the group. Okay, that's why statement second is incorrect. Let's see next question. Body mass index. Body mass index is measured as which of the following? Options: the weight in kg divided height in meters, the weight in kg divided by the square of the height in the centimeters, weight in kg divided by height in centimeter, weight in kg divided by square of the height in meters. You have 4 options. Have you know what is body mass index? It is related to index, means percentage of mass of body, whether it is healthy or unhealthy. Let's see the answer. The answer is D, weight in kg divided by square of height in meters. Here are the pictures you can see. These are good health pictures and these are bad health condition. Okay, so BMI is measured as the weight in kg divided the square of the height in meters. It is in which organization's guidelines? World Health Organization. Okay, normal BMI, that means healthy, it is 18.5 to 24.9, overweight 25 or more, obesity 30 or higher, dangerous. Next, question number 53. Recently, which state launched the Parivartan scheme? Parivartan scheme. Okay, Parivartan, change. Change. What will be changed? We will see. Parivartan scheme for the betterment of fishing community. Here, change in the life of fishing community. Okay, the options are Assam, Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu. Which state has launched the Parivartan scheme? The answer, option C, Kerala. Okay, option C is Kerala government. Kerala government launched Parivartan scheme. Why? For the betterment of a fishing community, to provide a good opportunity to live in well condition, to earn for their day-to-day expenditure, to meet their day-to-day expenditure. And the scheme promote processing and marketing of clean fish and its products and fresh products. It also guarantee a fixed price to fish catchers. Okay, it also fixed a fixed price for the fish catchers as fair compensation. Next question. Question number 54. Recently, the 15th Finance Commission submitted its report to the President of India. It is also a question. Finance Commission submitted to whom? Finance Commission submits its report to whom? Whether it's a president, speaker, chairman of Rajya Sabha or prime minister. It's president. So here is a question. You can see. Recently, the 15th Finance Commission submitted its report to the President of India. Who is the chairman of the commission? Who is the chairman of the 15th Finance Commission? Options are Dr. Y.V. Reddy, G.C. Murmu, Nand Kishore Singh, Arvind Mehta. You have to choose one. Let's see who is. The chairman is N.K. Singh, that's Nand Kishore Singh. Okay, and who are the full-time members? Here some full-time members and some part-time members. Who are the full-time members? They are Shaktikant Das and Anup Singh, and the part-time members are Ramesh Chand and Ashok Lahiri. Here the chairman submitting the report to president. Next question. In November 2020, which of the following tiger reserves has been declared as UNESCO Biosphere Reserve? UNESCO Biosphere Reserve. The options are Jim Corbett, Sundarban, Kaziranga, Pana Tiger Reserve. Which among the following tiger reserves declared a UNESCO Biosphere Reserve? The answers are option D, Pana Tiger Reserve. Madhya Pradesh Pana. It is situated in Madhya Pradesh. It is also in news when the Ken Betwa River project was in news, because the Ken Betwa River Link project will go through the Pana Tiger Reserve in Madhya Pradesh, and it will adversely affect the population of tigers in that region, because large numbers of the tiger reserve will be used in the river link project. Okay. The next question. Recently, the 20th summit of SCO Council. What is SCO Council? Shanghai Corporation of Organization of Heads of State was held virtually. Who chaired the summit? Shanghai Cooperation Organization. The options are who chaired the summit, virtual summit. Russian President Vladimir Putin, Chinese President Xi Jinping, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan. Who chaired the summit? The answer is the 20th summit. Okay. SCO Council, Shanghai Cooperation Organization Council of Head of State was held virtually, and it is chaired by Vladimir Putin, President of Russia, and the Indian delegation. Who was the Indian delegation? Indian delegation was Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, or it is known as Shanghai Pact. Shanghai Pact is an Eurasian political, economic and security alliance. It is an alliance. It is created in 15th June 2001 in Shanghai, China, and it is headquartered in Beijing. And who are the members? What are the countries? Those who are the founder member of Shanghai Cooperation Organization. These countries are China, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Russia, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan. Okay. These are the 6 countries are the founder of this organization. And the member countries are the decision making body. They are taking the final decisions. And these meets held once in a year. Okay. Annual meeting. Next question. Which country chaired the recently concluded 17th ASEAN Indian Summit 2020? ASEAN Indian Summit 2020. ASEAN. The options are Indonesia, Singapore, Vietnam and Malaysia. Which country chaired 17th ASEAN Indian Summit 2020? It is done in virtually. The answer is it is done virtually, as I already told that Narendra Modi co-chaired the summit, and the summit was chaired by Prime Minister of Vietnam, Nguyen Xuan Phuc, who is Prime Minister of Vietnam, and it is co-chaired by India, Prime Minister of Narendra Modi. So answer is C, Vietnam. ASEAN, its headquarter is Jakarta, Indonesia. Okay, its members are 10 members. And what is ASEAN plus 3? Plus 3, these are China, Japan, South Korea. And what is ASEAN plus 6? These are ASEAN 10 members plus 6 member. Okay, so ASEAN 10 member plus ASEAN plus 3 members plus 3 members, that's China, Japan, South Korea, and another 3 members, that's India, Australia, and New Zealand. Okay, the next question: what is the name of Indo-American political who has become the first female vice president of United States of America? When Joe Biden became president of India, she became vice president of USA. So who is the lady? Whether it's Priyanka Radhakrishnan or Kamala Devi Harris or Priti Patel or Nikki Haley, who is? The answer is Kamala Devi Harris. She made history. Okay, she made history by becoming the first female black and Asian American vice president elect as a vice president of USA, and she will be the first woman to hold to this office. She is the first woman to hold this office. Before her, no woman is selected as a vice president of USA. Next question number 59. Consider the following statements regarding contempt of a court. Then here, what is contempt of a court? Contempt of a court, no contempt. That means if you are not obey the orders of a court, that you are contempting the court, you are against that court. So options are: according to the Contempt of a Court Act 1935, contempt of a court can either be civil contempt or criminal contempt. It is statement 1. Then statement B: in case of civil contempt, the Supreme Court or High Court can take suo motu actions, while in the case of a criminal contempt, a motion made by the Advocate Generals is mandatory. Which options are correct? Whether both options or any single option. You have options 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, and neither 1 and 2. The answer is D, neither 1 or 2. Neither 1 nor 2. Why? Because according to the Contempt of a Court Act, here you see the Contempt of Court Act, here 1935 is wrong, it is 1971. Okay, and contempt of court can either be civil contempt or criminal contempt. Here, what is civil contempt, and what is criminal contempt, we'll see. So in civil contempt is an willful disobedience to any judgment, decree or direction, order or writ or other processes of court, or willful breach of an undertaking. That means you have made an undertaking before the court to not do any wrong deeds or illegal activities, but again you violated that order, direction or undertaking, and you are doing that same mistakes again. That is civil contempts. And in what is criminal contempts? It is any publication. It is any publication which may result which may result, that means the publication will result in scandalizing the court by lowering its authority or interference in the due course of a judicial proceeding. Okay, so an obstruction in the administration of justice. So when the court is doing something, the court is under proceeding, if you if you interfere or you obstruct the court's function or you scandalize the court, then it's known as criminal contempt. Okay, so here the answer, you can see the answer here. The Act 1971, contempt of court can either be civil or criminal. In case of contempt of court or criminal court, the Supreme Court or the High Court. Here the Supreme Court or High Court may take action on its own motion, okay, own motion, or an own motion, or on a motion made by the Advocate General, any other person, not only single Advocate General. Here it is made by, motion made by the Advocate General is mandatory, it is not mandatory, okay, in its own motion or motion made by. If Advocate General is not made any motion, then Supreme Court or High Court may take its own motion. Okay, so if motion made by the Advocate General or any other person, but with the consent in writing of the Advocate General, whatever may be, if there is a consent of Advocate General is required. And here, in relevant to contempt of a court, what are the constitutional backgrounds relevant to Supreme Court and High Court? Okay, so article 129, it is related to Supreme Court. Okay, that means it grants Supreme Court the power to punish and contempt of itself. If anyone contempts the Supreme Court or Supreme Court contempts, then Supreme Court the power to punish itself or that person who contempts the court. Second, High Court, Article 215, it grants every High Court the power to punish for contempt of itself. Here, Article 144, 2, it enables the Supreme Court to investigate and punish any person for its contempt. Article 142, 2, it enables the Supreme Court to investigate and punish any person for its contempt. Okay, here we all know that Article 19, subclause 1, subclause A, what it says? It says that rights to freedom of speech and expression to all citizens. It's a freedom to speech and expression, okay, to all citizens. But here, in contempt of court case, if the Supreme Court take any judgment, he declared any judgment, if anyone goes against that judgment, then he is in the contempt of court. So here, in contempt provisions, the contempt provisions of court, it curb people's freedom to speak against the court's functioning. Okay. So the next question, FASTags use which of the following technologies? FASTag which of the following technologies to communicate with the scanner installed in toll plaza? Everybody knows about FASTags. When you are going to any long distance on highway, you everybody have experienced about toll gates, and you are giving some payments in toll gates, toll plaza. So now everybody using FASTags. What are the technologies? Because the FASTag, it is a tag, it is fixed in your windscreen of your vehicle, and the FASTag reading machine is used in the toll plaza without any touch. How it is connected? Okay, what technologies are used to connect both the FASTag machine and the tags that is card fixed on your windscreen of your vehicle? So the technology is, there are 4 options, whether it's Bluetooth or Wi-Fi, NFC or RFID. Here what is NFC? It is near field communication, or RFID, radio frequency identification radio frequency identification. Okay, so the answer is FASTag is an electronic toll collection system. Okay, it is operated by whom? It is operated by National Authority of India. It's using radio frequency identification for making toll payments directly from the prepaid or saving account. You already knows that this card is linked to your bank account, because your bank is providing you this card. Bank provides this card for specific days by taking the fees from your account. Here FASTag, we know some. Here we will know some more about FASTags. Why it is FASTag trademark? What is it? It is a trademark. It is QR code. The color shows. What is it? The color. There, what type of color are there? Whether it is only blue color, what type color? There are some different types of color. These are yellow, green, pink, light blue, okay, then violet color. These are different type of colors are there according to your vehicle class. If it's heavy vehicle, then different color. If it's light vehicle, different color. It's a goods carriage vehicle, different color. Okay, here is also you can see tag class. Tag class means there are 20 categories, and the vehicles are different. Vehicles are arranged in 20 categories. If it's a light vehicle car, then it is 4. If you are driving truck, then it is maybe another number. Okay, so here what is TID? Here you see the scanner reads the tags. It is the card on your windscreen of your car. Okay, it is here, your car windscreen, and the toll plaza gate is here. So here is the communication. What is the scanner reading? What part the scanner is reading? That is the ID mark. Okay, the ID mark. It is the tag identification mark. Tag identification mark is known as TID. It is the antenna to communicate through the radio frequency identification technology. Okay, so this is the last question for today, and how the class is going on. Please comment in our box in YouTube and share it to others. If you comment us, then we will improve our any backlogs. If any mistakes or defects you found, we will rectify. Okay, our motto is to provide you best questions, selective questions. You listen it properly and you note down these are important questions, and in some videos are upcoming videos we will upload in YouTube. Okay, thank you.